Entonces, nuestra oración.
We're looking at 200 patients.
There has not been a medical clinic up in this part of the country.
It's very sad to watch kids that have that look in their eye that they're very hungry.
All over the world's Missionographer Training Academy. It's where missions and digital filmmaking meet, and where people just like you not only learn the art, but also the heart of missions video. Enroll in our intensive 4-day workshop and you will get expert instruction on how to create inspiring video. With hands-on shooting and editing, you may even be picked to help produce a future all over the world show. Workshops are enrolling now. To find out more, go to www.aotw.tv.
Would you like to bring All Over the World to your church or ministry? You can by purchasing the All Over the World Worldview Small Group Experience. This 6-week small group curriculum features and includes 6 of our most popular programs. Watch the shows and document your own quest with your personal travel log. You and your group will experience what God is doing around the world and find out how you can join the adventure. For more information, visit www.aotw.tv.
The Republic of Nicaragua is the largest nation in Central America. It is a place where life is simple, and where 50% of the population live on less than $1 per day, and where many people are affected by hunger and disease, especially the children. Some estimate that there are over 130,000 orphans, and many are forced to beg on the streets to survive. In 1998, God called Sandy Carter to Nicaragua to reach out to the street children and orphans.
I decided that this was a place that the Lord really had prepared me to minister. I felt like I'd been prepared all my life to be here.
However, Sandy's missionary experience did not start with Nicaragua.
When I was a young teenager, my parents became missionaries to the tribal people on the Orinoco River between Venezuela and Colombia. And it was a great adventure for us to live in the jungle as a family, to learn to survive. It was very challenging, but we did learn something from our parents, and that was the love of the lost and the love of being available to do anything and everything we could to spread the gospel.
And that love is what led Sandy to start the Children of Destiny orphanages in Nicaragua.
My vision is to take the children that start out with those kind of difficulties and just claim them for God and say, He can make a difference in each individual child's life.
And Sandy is making a difference. Her orphanage in Los Cedros has rescued many infants from malnutrition and disease.
When Sandy described her vision to take in babies that were abandoned in hospitals and just that nobody wanted to take care of, I was just, moved by that, and it was really something that I had always wanted to do as well. These two? All right.
The Home of New Hope also cares for young boys that have been abandoned by their families.
My life was a big mess before I came here. I didn't do a lot of good stuff, and I didn't know Jesus Christ before I came in. My mom didn't like that I was wandering around the street, and she took me to a ministry of the family, and they brought me here.
Realmente me siento bendecido por Dios por estar aquí, porque no me imaginaba estar aquí en este centro que, qué bonito, y nos da todos los privilegios que nosotros podemos tener aquí que en otro lugar.
House parents Donald and Mariville Gutierrez realize that they are raising up the future leaders of Nicaragua.
I talk with the boys every day, and I say, you need a student because tomorrow you're going to build your family if you're a work or you're a student, but you don't have nothing for giving your new family, nothing only for today, and you need to think for tomorrow.
A mí me parece que don Donald es un buen padre que nos ha cuidado mucho y siempre nos enseña más acerca de la palabra de Dios.
And daily, Donald and Maribel spend time teaching the boys to understand that God has a plan for their lives. When we come back, teens from the U.S. come to help out.
It brings perspective to my life to come here and see how others live and what little they have.
And we head north to Hinotega for a medical mission.
We're getting weight and we're getting blood pressure and names and what's ailing them. So yeah, kind of the preliminary step. Hola, señor.
All Over the World is now looking for feature producers. If you have a talent in media production and would like to join the All Over the World production team, then visit us online and become a part of a national, award-winning television series. Visit www.aotw.tv to register. Use your talents to help missionaries around the world. The country of Nicaragua has some of the world's most inspiring and diverse landscapes. And in spite of its past struggles, Nicaraguans are known for their kindness and optimism.
The Nicaraguans are survivors. They have survived tidal waves, earthquakes, civil war. They've survived years and years of poverty, political unrest.
And because of that poverty, Sandy Carter has made it her mission to reach out to the children of Nicaragua.
A lot of times in Nicaragua, we see children on street corners here. And a child has a quota when he leaves home. He's to bring back a certain amount of money. If he doesn't bring that amount of money back, he will be beaten and sent out the next day and told, you have got to bring back this much money or you'll be beaten again. So what usually evolves in this case is that the child just stops coming home.
And because the need is so great, mission teams come from around the world to use their talents to help the children.
This is a project that we've been working on for about a year and a half, remodeling a small building so that we can have our home for boys here.
Well, we come down here quite often, at least once a year, twice sometimes, to help the ministry here do whatever it is needs to be done, maintenance or construction.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Gracias.
Rewards are great. There's some neat things going on here. I'm sure there are some very exciting things going on in other places where young men are finding Christ in a home.
Almost everything you see here was done, or at least started, by a group of Americans who had a vision to impact and make a difference in another country.
This team wanted to try to lay the block the way we do in the States, which is lacing the corners, which is actually stronger. And since we're in an earthquake zone here, a pretty severe earthquake zone, we decided to put steel every 16 inches and pour the cores solid. So all this steel is tied all the way down to the footing, every 16 inches around the whole building. So if this whole building falls, this building here will stand.
I'm poor in the United States, but here I have a ton of money. That's what I learned so far, really.
I learned that SPF 30 is a good thing.
Well, you know, the last thing the Lord told us to do when He left this earth was to go into all the world and tell of His love and tell of His salvation. And part of what goes on here is not only just the construction and, you know, the physical things that are met, it's the spiritual as well.
If there are teams out there who are thinking of coming but haven't made up their mind, our urging and our recommendation would be to put your faith in God and to jump out of the boat. Be willing to step out of the boat and walk on the water.
Well, we're here at the airport waiting for the medical team that's supposed to be arriving. And they're here to set up medical clinics up in the mountains, 3 days in Jinotega and 1 day on the coast here in Managua. This is Dr. Vaughn, and Dr. Vaughn's been coming to Nicaragua for how many years now?
This is my 7th trip.
7th trip. This is a man who tirelessly takes care of the sick and really sheds the love of the Lord. And so we're excited to have him. Glad you're going to get to see him at work. This is Joy Pulsifer. She's been with us since August of '05. She's now the director of this orphanage here. And one of the things that makes our ministry so successful is that we're a team.
I have known since I was a little girl that what God had called me to do was to work in an orphanage. I've learned from the Nicaraguan children that it is possible to overcome all kinds of adversity.
I'm 10 years old. I like it here because they don't beat us up here. They take good care of us, they feed us, and they treat us real good. I'm very thankful for me being here, you know, that they brought me here. And I thank God that He brought me here safe.
Right now we have about 23 children in this orphanage here in Jinotega. We have children from 6 years old and up. The older boys are in the farm down in Managua, but we have 23 right now. If we had more funds, we could hold up to 60 children in this home.
I just pray for each one of them that they will come to the knowledge of salvation and that they will learn to ask God to lead them and guide them for every step of their life.
Okay, the medical team just took off. They loaded up all their medicines and tables and chairs, and they just took off for about a 40-minute ride up into the mountains to start taking care of patients up there.
We want to say we are privileged to come and be among you as brothers and sisters in Christ.
Queremos decir que es un privilegio muy grande estar en su presencia porque somos hermanos en Cristo.
It's a privilege to be among them, and we're grateful to be here today.
Es un privilegio estar aquí con ustedes. Estamos agradecidos. ¿Ok? Gracias. So we have some of the children from the orphanages that are actually translating here today and working as like runners between the doctors and the pharmacy. This is Frances translating for Triage, which she's been in the orphanage about 4 years now and speaks very good English.
I am the fact checker. We're getting weight and we're getting blood pressure and names and what's ailing them. So yeah, kind of the preliminary step. Hola, señor.
It's going very well for our first day. We're very busy, as you can see from the line outside.
It's a good thing when you're capable and you're able to help someone out to get involved with something like this.
Sí, que yo por lo menos me siento alegre que haya hallado la consulta del remedio que necesito. Me siento muy alegre que lo voy a encontrar.
Tiene que moverlo.
This cap comes off.
Después retira la tapa.
We've been blessed by God in our lives, and we're trying to show them what God's love is through our actions.
It's a great experience. It helps you grow as a person and helps you see, how God how God is just wonderful.
Seen some asthma, but fortunately I think we had pretty good medicines and we'll be able to get her feeling better soon. But since I'm a pediatrician, this is kind of my gift. This is something I can do, so found out about it, and it's a great group of people, well run, and Sandy's an inspirational person.
This is a good example of a medical team and what a medical team can do. They're meeting human needs, physical needs. They're also meeting some material needs. It's good for the people and it's good for the team.
I am filling prescriptions. Lots of prescriptions.
Porque nosotros sabíamos que iba a venir esta gran misión aquí a pasar consulta, porque sabemos que el poder de Dios es grande y que con el poder de Dios y esta gran brigada que ha venido, tenemos la fe en el Señor de que nos puede dar la sanidad.
My first trip down here was life-changing. This changed my whole outlook on life, and to be able to come back and hopefully come back on a regular basis is just something that changes you inside and makes you feel really good.
One of the great things about being raised on the mission field is that my entire family understand what kind of work I'm doing, and they just pitch in randomly at times. And this is my sister Teresa. She's a few years younger than I, Teresa Ann Green, and she runs a foundation and also helps in another foundation. And whenever I need some help, she's willing to come down and drive around with me and help me translate or give me some good advice.
I just want to say that I'm really proud of Sandy and all that she does. And every time I come down, I'm more and more impressed with the infrastructure, the things that she puts in place long-term for the health and the happiness of these kids and for the improvement of this country. I'm more than honored to be able to help in any way I can when she needs me.
Okay, I didn't pay her to say that. Thank you.
Coming up, we head back to Managua and set up a feeding station.
They didn't ask to be born here, and they didn't ask to be hungry. And so it's exciting to be able to do something for them.
Also, Sandy gets sick, really sick, from a Nicaraguan bug.
And she had a really tough night last night. So right now we're going to head to the pharmacy and buy her a shot of Phenagrin.
Hello, I'm Ian Skelly, producer and one of the missionographers here at All Over the World. We have enjoyed bringing you along with us on all of our adventures and showing you what God is doing around the globe. Our goal is not only to challenge and inspire young people to consider missions as a life choice, but also to bless the missionaries that we feature. That is why we as missionographers provide our services, and the television stations that air all over the world donate airtime. But none of this would be possible without the help of viewers like you. Your support is vital, and it can help change the lives of so many. Will you partner with us? Your donations will help us to continue to share God's love to those who have not yet heard. And with all of us giving our time and resources, we can make a difference. So join in on the adventure by calling the number on your screen or visit our website at www.aotw.tv. Thank you for making a difference.
Living in a third world country can be quite the exciting challenge. Missionaries and the people they serve daily face governmental corruption, poor infrastructures, and sickness and disease. And Nicaragua is no exception. Missionary Sandy Carter has endured numerous challenges with the help of God and the support of her family.
It's a beautiful day here in Managua, but we've had a long night as Sandy has been up all night, sick, throwing up, and so I am going to run down to the pharmacy on the block and see if they'll open up early for me so that I can buy her a shot and give her a shot of Phenagrin. And hopefully by this afternoon she'll be feeling better. Now is the fun part. Once I give her this, she's going to pass out cold and sleep until she feels better. So I had to call my brother in Panama and ask him where to give my sister in Managua a shot. You're going to have to leave because I have to need a little privacy. The doctor and patient relationship. Well, that's over, and hopefully by this afternoon she'll be feeling good enough to get some work done as she's leaving tomorrow for the States.
Yeah, there are sacrifices that you have to make, and there is a price to pay, But to be able to be involved in the process that Jesus left for us is a great privilege.
When I was a child, Sandy took care of me in Colombia, and we were there when I was 4 and she was 14. So Sandy and I have done a lot of work together over the years. Even as children, we did a lot of humanitarian missionary work. So this comes as a real natural for us to work together here. We enjoy it. It's a thrill, it's fun. This is not always just work. This is something that we have a passion for and we enjoy, we look forward to it.
One of the things that Sandy's team enjoys the most is feeding hungry children.
We are headed to the Los Brasiles feeding program. Los Brasiles is the name of the neighborhood that we are going to, and we have a feeding program there.
We've got 2 big containers of the best food you will ever want to eat: rice, chicken, carrots, lettuce, celery, onions, and we're gonna feed about 250 kids.
It's a lot of rice and chicken. When I was 10, I went to this feeding program that Sandy had in a neighborhood called Las Torres. In the neighborhood, there was like 4 different gangs, and I just started getting involved with them. And it got too bad to a point where I couldn't leave my neighborhood. And Sandy took me into her house, took me out of the neighborhood. I mean, I don't know why she would have picked me, but you know, I really don't try to answer that question. I'm just really thankful for it.
Are you excited to be here? ¿Están contentos de estar aquí?
But not only that, it goes beyond just giving them food, physical food, but we also, it's a way and means of giving them spiritual food too, to share the gospel with them, not only the children, but also their parents.
There are many prodigal sons on our city streets they run, searching for shelter. And there are homes broken down, people's hopes have fallen to the ground from failures. This is an emergency.
With all of our abundance, that we can't do at least this. Now, a lot of them don't have spoons, they're just eating with their hands, and they're eating with that kind of appetite that you know they haven't eaten in a while.
I really see the children, it's like they're crying out and they're wanting something, not just material things, that they want love.
Like, we have a little kid here that just came in and he hasn't eaten all day because his parents left him.
Most of the mothers in this neighborhood are single mothers, and they have to go to work and they have to leave their kids unattended during the day and without food. It's very hard for me to deal with groups of children who aren't full. Even after the feeding program's over, you know they're still hungry.
The thing I'm most thankful for is the team.
And in our ministry, we have, several different missionaries that work with us. Without everyone, we wouldn't be able to function because there's just too much to do.
We have common goals, common objectives. We love the children.
I love working here in Nicaragua because I find that the people don't have anything material to offer, and yet they drown you with their love and affection. And it's so encouraging and so rewarding.
The teamwork that I see in Sandy's people, I appreciate how they have been put into situations where their strengths shine.
I don't think that one person can do it. I think they would go crazy. As a matter of fact, it'd be impossible. So as a team, we're able to get a lot accomplished. We have a lot of teams from the States coming to help.
I believe I have an obligation to him with that gift to use that to better his kingdom and to help others that are less fortunate than myself.
We've also used a lot of youth groups that have done vacation Bible school type things in the feeding programs and bring down pages of coloring books and colored and made bracelets and necklaces. And They've just been an inspiration to our kids and to our ministry.
I want to say thank you for even thinking about coming, and thank you for the ones that have come here. Thank you for coming here and giving us your love.
We do have a commandment, a mandate to go, to plant churches, make disciples, and it's really exciting to be a part of that process.
Don't let feeling like you're not prepared or that you don't have what it takes keep you from going on the mission field. If God has called you, step out in faith and He will give you what you need to do the job He's called you to do.
So I would recommend going on a short-term mission, 2 weeks, a month, to see what God speaks to your heart. And a lot of times, you really can't get a feel of it until you get onto the mission field.
You can sit on the bench and watch the game if you want to, but you're not going to understand what's happening in the game if you don't get in and play. And God needs you on His team to further His ministry and to play the game. He needs you to get in and play. Just get off the bench and just do it.
I think that being a missionary is having excess love and excess amounts of strength to help other people. It isn't a title, it's a behavior.
You know, just jump right in and try different things, because you never know where God might be calling you.
I constantly place this ministry in Nicaragua in the Lord's hands. When I started here in 1998, I had no idea where He was taking us, and I had no idea what it would look like today. It was by His grace that we've gotten this far, and I want to thank my donors especially for having the faith in God and in us as a team, and for your support. It's made all the difference. I also want to thank Globe International, my missionary sending agency, for standing beside me and for sending me out to Nicaragua. Especially want to thank Christian Television Network for giving me this opportunity to share the ministry here in Nicaragua with you, and I appreciate it a lot. And I also want to invite any short-term teams that might want to come down and work beside us in Nicaragua. You're welcome, you're invited. Please come down. And until then, I will say goodbye and God bless you. Adiós y Dios te bendiga. ¿Qué te gusta? Galletas, cookies. He likes the cookies here.
This is Marcos. Say Marcos. They say hola.
Hola.
Would you like to be featured on All Over the World? Then visit our website at www.aotw.tv. We're looking for people who have a heart for the lost and are reaching the world with the gospel of Christ.
Join the adventure and see what God is doing around the globe. Get your copy of All Over the World now on DVD. See behind-the-scenes footage, outtakes, deleted scenes, and missionary bios. All Over the World is great for youth groups, mission teams, and outreach adventures. To get your copy, visit the web at www.aotw.tv. A portion of all proceeds will go to support Sandy Carter and the ministries of Nicaragua.